on the current trolley car project, given how much we've invested in it so far. And I think you will go first, John, because you went last, so you're alternating back and forth.
Sure.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You know, just like a lot of other public policy and spending issues, reasonable people can differ. However, I came to the conclusion a while ago that the streetcar is not the way to go along Columbia Pike. Now, let me stipulate up front, I am a huge fan of mass transit. In fact, I carpool in the morning to my job in downtown DC. At home, I take the metro from Farragut West to East Falls Church, and then at East Falls Church, I either hop the ARC bus or I hop one of the Washington Boulevard buses down Washington Boulevard. I get off at Westover and I walk 4 blocks. So I am a strong fan not only of mass transit, which I take every day, but of a multimodal transit approach. Bikes, pedestrians, buses, cars, railroad, and maybe even in the appropriate place, a streetcar. However, along Columbia Pike, we're talking right now, current estimates of $310 million for a streetcar that is going to go less than 5 miles. Right now, with a little bit of work, a little bit of planning, we can implement some sort of modified bus rapid transit at a fraction of the cost, much more quickly, with much less disruption of residents and neighborhood businesses, with about the same transit efficacy and with a much with about the same transit impact in terms of getting people from point A to point B in the fastest amount of time. Now, let me just say one other thing about the streetcar. People like to conjure this image, this kind of romantic and idyllic image, and they talk about a streetcar having a certain cachet and it'll coax choice riders out of their cars and onto streetcars. We're not talking about a streetcar only along the Pike, okay? We're talking about a streetcar and buses in basically the same lane of traffic. If that bus, if the streetcar stops, a car or a bus can get around it, okay? But if a bus or a car stops, the streetcar's stuck. Thank you. My time's up.
All right, so I'll just start off by saying that when we're talking about the streetcar, we're talking about 2 segments. There's a Crystal City segment and there's a Columbia Pike segment that are on an integrated line and will run from Skyline all the way down Columbia Pike through Pentagon City, Crystal City, out to Alexandria. So that's what we're talking about. And I start out from a position of skepticism on the streetcar. When I looked at the options and the alternatives, and what it came down to me was that I think it's an investment that done right, that managed correctly, is something that can benefit not only the communities along the Pike, but actually all of Arlington. So why do I say that? Because we can see from our own experience right here what the orange line and the blue line have done for Arlington. And what they've created, in addition to being a great transportation asset, is that it's really created these strong commercial corridors that provide 50% of our tax revenue here in Arlington. That in turn pays for our schools and allows us to do more with our schools, to have better schools than almost anybody else in the country. And so when I look at the streetcar, I say it's got lower life cycle costs. You spend more up front, but you've got lower operating costs. So in the end, you're paying less for a streetcar. You get more carrying capacity from it. You've got bigger vehicles. You do get higher ridership. When you look at other systems, about a 30 to 40% bump on ridership. So you can carry more people. And you do have a permanency that drives additional growth along that corridor. And those things in conjunction mean that it's an investment that will not only pay for itself, but will actually help to pay for the challenge of our rising school enrollments without necessarily having to come as often to taxpayers to say, we've got these rising school enrollments, we need to raise your taxes to pay for it. That's the legacy, that's the experience that Arlington has seen with our metro system. And again, done right, and there's no blank check on this project or any other project, but done right, the streetcar can provide that same sort of transportation benefit, environmental benefit, and economic benefit for the Pike, for Crystal City, and really for all of Arlington.